They believe in their special teams something fierce, and they think special teams can establish the field position from them right from the onset.
And as we have seen in previous games in the playoffs, about the whole town of Chardon's here again tonight. An excellent crowd. This city, this town really comes alive and follows these Hilltoppers wherever they go. And tonight, it's about 20 degrees. The wind chill's probably in the teens, and we got a boatload of people down below.
Yeah, I'll tell you, but it's an experienced playoff crowd. They're bundled well.
Well, anything is better than the last 2 weeks. The monsoon rain and then the blizzard. And now we've got actually it's just crisp and cold, but the field is in pretty good shape. The track should be fast, which may lend into Buchtel's hands. But kicking off for Chardon will be John Reeves. Going back deep, a couple names you're going to hear a lot about tonight. Gary Cozy wears number 2. Robert Foster wears number 4. They're the 2 deep men. And also going back deep for them is Brian Bozeman. Taken by one of the up men across the 30-35 and dragged down on the return. That was Raymond McCray. And Buchtel will have good field position all the way up to the 40-yard line. The quarterback is Brock Arrington. And doesn't throw the ball much, but when he does, he's fairly effective. Really does a nice job. But the 2 guys you're going to hear a lot about, number 11, Johnny Mundy, and number 2, Gary Cozy. Between them, 1,700 yards rushing. Not too bad. They split Kentonio Anderson wide to the near side. They also run Marlon Irvin in the backfield. He is the man on the right side. And they go over the left side and falling forward for a gain of about 5 yards. That is Cozy.
That's pretty much their forte, though. They come straight at you. They really don't do much of the razzle-dazzle around, the deception counters and all that. They just play straight ahead and right at your face football.
So they gave him a gain of 5, 2nd down and 5 yards to go. In motion goes Cozy. And they hand the ball to the deep back Mundy, and he falls across the 45 of Chardon all the way up to the 44-yard line before he's dragged down. Quick speed through that hole.
I'll tell you, Mundy is put him on a pro level. He's reminiscent of an Emmett Smith type back. He's low to the ground, about 5'8", 185. He's got a lot of speed coming out. I looked at him, and he's got big, thick legs that are hard to grab onto, and there's not much of him coming from that 5'8" height. He looks like a fine running back.
That is Irvin in motion now. Monday again, trapped behind the line of scrimmage, but he does get back to the line of scrimmage before he's upended. Mike Pennell comes up to make the tackle, tripped him up by the ankle and dropped him down.
Yeah, I think that was Steve Taylor coming in from his nose tackle position. Kind of shot through the gap there and just tripped him up in the backfield a little bit. Good play by Steve.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 now for Buchtel. Also in at wide out is Lanier Garrett. He wears number 5. 2nd down, 10. They pitch it. They come near side as Cozy tries to turn the corner. Does fight for a couple of tough yards. Platts was there. Ball was loose on the ground, but they'll whistle it dead. Give him a gain of only 2. 3rd down and 8.
I tell you could see speed on that one. Platts came in blitzing from the linebacker, shot the inside gap there at good position. Other teams, he probably would have had him for a big loss in the backfield. There he was just able to grab a little bit of jersey and pull him down.
So Brock Arrington brings up the troops at the 41-yard line of Chardon. It's a 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Cozy in motion. They run the option. Arrington pitches it back, finds Munday. Munday's close to a 1st down. I think where they'll spot it, he may have it by about a half a yard.
That's about it. It's real close, but like you said, I think from this angle, it does look like he did get the 1st down.
My wife asked me before the ballgame, what time do you think you'll be home way out there in Parma? I said, well, both teams run the ball very well. This thing could last an hour and 15 minutes. We could be out of here because both of these teams like to keep it on the ground.
They're evenly matched. It could end up being overtime after overtime. It could be 4 hours and 15 minutes.
See how you are? You're starting that already. 1st down and 10. They pitch it. Cozy tries to turn the near side, does turn the corner and gets whacked out of bounds. Good about the 26, 27-yard line. Looked as though Chad Wyansick came up to make the tackle.
Yeah, again, Platts came across on that one, was in there, but they just kind of outran. You'll see him coming from the right side here of the screen. Getting in the back for Ian Landis is chasing after him just a little bit short as he just burned the outside of it speed.
Wyansik does come up to make the play, knocks him out of bounds just outside the 25-yard line. Nice drive for Buchtel so far. Gain of 8 on the play, 2nd down and 2. And flags flies. We got some movement on the right side of the Buchtel line. You saw the Chardon defensive line stand up.
That might have been on the quarterback Arrington there. It looked like he dipped in a little bit when he took the snap from center. We'll have to see who they...
They're talking to Brian Register, the tight end. I don't know if he had a little head bob, but we got an illegal procedure against the Griffins. Unusual name. Was reading some articles in the paper this week about the Griffins back in '87. I thought it was a couple brothers named Griffin until I looked up in my guide. So that's their nickname. They said the Griffins did this and the Griffins did that. I thought, well, must have been a heck of a family. They
mythological bird that came up from the ashes. I think that's what the Griffin actually is. Well, that was a good penalty for Chardon because thus far the Griffins have been moving the ball rather well, and pretty much whenever they can, they get a good balanced offense here. Speed to the outside, good power inside.
They spotted at the 30-yard line of Chardon. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Cozy goes in motion. Arrington flips it back, gets it to Monday. Monday breaking tackles to the 20 and down at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, that time they had it fairly well defensed, and they had the corner sealed off. He just cut it inside, made a missed tackle there, and just turned it into a nice gain.
Eric Montgomery was the man who finally made the tackle. A lot of open field, good open field tackle by Eric.
Very good.
The ball is spotted just outside the 16-yard line. It's a 1st down and 10. And they run the option again. Arrington going to keep it, and he will fall forward to the 12.5-yard line. All the way down to 8:19 and counting here in the opening drive of the ball game. Akron Buchtel started this drive back at their own 40-yard line, and they have run already 9 plays.
I'll tell you one thing, though. This is a team that Chardon really hasn't matched against size-wise. Normally they got a huge advantage here. This is a team that comes at them with excellent size on that up front group there, and they're just controlling the line of scrimmage right here early.
2nd and 7. Quick hitter Cozy stepped and stuffed at the 10-yard line. Give him another gain of 2.
Yeah, I think, as I understand it, the Griffins' kicking game isn't one of their strong points, so this may be 2-down territory for them in this area of the field.
I was doing a double take in the pregame to see who exactly was kicking the ball 3 yards past the line of scrimmage, and it was early yet. They were just getting loose, but yeah, if that's what you've heard, I could see where that could be true. Marlon Irvin is now in the backfield, and he goes in motion. It's a 3rd down and 3. They pitch it to Monday, across the 10 to the 5, touchdown.
Well, they just opened up that little inside lane there, and nobody touched him until he hit about the 1, and then it's just a little too late when Monday has a hit of steam going.
Let's take a look at this again.
See, he just had a huge hole open up there. He just angled right through into the end zone.
So at the 7:10 mark here in the opening quarter, it was a 11-play drive, 60 yards. Coming in to attempt the point after Sean Briggs. Snap was a tough one. It's blocked.
Yeah, that one, I don't know if you can really blame the kicker.
Not at all.
He didn't have a chance at all. That ball was centered rather bad. It was a good job of the holder to get it down, but the timing feature was just off at that point, so that one was just a function of a bad snap.
Yeah, the holder did well to get it in an upright position,
really
I thought,
did.
John.
Really did a very good job getting it down there so he could have an attempt at kicking it through the goalpost.
So at the 7-minute and 10-second mark of the opening quarter, Akron Buchtel drives down the field 60 yards and scores on an 11-play drive. And Chardon's first go at it here as they'll go back deep to receive the kick of Sean Briggs. Going back deep for Chardon. Scott Lahodney's back there, as well as Tim Michael. Just waiting for a football right now.
Yeah, I noticed again in the pregame warm-ups here, the kicker was kicking pretty line drive kicks, which is conducive to strong returns when you don't get it up very high in the air.
Come on, Timmy. Do it up, man. Do it up, Timmy. Come on, Timmy, right now, baby.
So Sean Briggs, the junior kicker for Akron Buchtel, with a kick headed for Lahodny, who takes it right at the 15. Across the 20, or close to the 25, and he is going to be dragged and swarmed under to 23. Coming up to make the play, Jason Higginbottom. And that will be our first look now at the Chardon Hilltopper offense. The tight end is Scott Platts, the left tackle Kent Hardesty, Rick Conroy the left guard, and Ray Landy's the center, Rob Conroy the right guard, and the right tackle is Dave Pruce. Kyle Bergen, Chad Wyansik, Eric Montgomery, Keith Jenkins, all those guys you'll see as wideouts. Bob Conroy, Tim Michael, and Gary Renner, the men in the backfield, and the quarterback is Scott Neal. Conroy goes in motion, Neal runs the option, hands it straight up the middle.
Let's go! Go line! Let's go, line!
Well,
That is Renner.
There were 7 men on that line of scrimmage for Buchtel. They had 7 men right there on that line.
What they do, John, is they run what's called a 6-1, which is very unusual. A lot of teams haven't seen this in years. They try to stack up the middle. We've seen those quick hitters up the middle of Renner. If Chardon can get to the outside, they got some running room. But the speed of Buchtel may correct that too. But it is an unusual. You can see it right now. There's 6 guys on the line and the middle linebacker. Second down, 10 yards to go. Neal keeps it. And Neal falls forward to the 29-yard line. So that's a gain of 5. Take that on second down. Bring up a 3rd and 5.
Maybe a little less than that even. Yeah, they spotted it pretty close to the 29 here. Here's as we see in the replay. He fakes it in and just sees the inside lane open up and takes what he can get.
David Walker, the free safety for the Griffins, comes up and makes the tackle. He's another guy you're going to hear a lot about tonight. Brian Register, though, number 89, plays the right defensive end. Big-time player.
Supposed to be all over the field.
You know it. 3rd down and 5. Scott Neal pitches it back. Has Conroy. Tries to get around the corner. Comes up about a yard or so shy of the first down.
Yeah, they sealed that up real nice on the outside there as Mikal Miller came up from his corner position and just read it real well. Didn't let him get to the outside. Made a good, solid tackle on him.
4th down and a long yard to go in a punting situation for the Hilltoppers. Gary Renner will punt, and he will head it in the direction of Gary Cozy or Robert Foster. They stand back at their own 38, 39-yard line. And the snap's a good one. The kick is not bad, and it will bounce and take a Chardon bounce. Chardon covers the ball at the 42-yard line. Boy, I really thought that may come up the back of one of the Griffins when it bounced back.
Spotting it up here about the 43 or so because it touched the Chardon player at that point.
So Buchtel gets the football back after a nice drive originally. We're down to 4 minutes and 37 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. It's 6-0. Buchtel leads Chardon. Brock Arrington brings the Griffins back out onto the field. Offensively flawless their first go-around. Kentonio Anderson split wide to the right. They again run Cozy, Irvin, and Monday in the backfield. To throw. Looking for Anderson and overthrew him.
No, he didn't have much of a chance. You had Bergen chasing, trailing him, move for move. Montgomery coming over from the safety position, catching the deep pattern. There was no place to really put that ball, but kind of a gutsy call for the Griffins, something that Chardon wouldn't be looking for at this point in the game, the way they moved the ball well in that first initial drive.
Sure. Brock Arrington, as we said, they keep the ball on the ground, but his favorite receiver is Kentonio Anderson. He's hooked up with him 19 times for 333 yards this season. 2nd down and 10. Cozy in motion. They run the option. Arrington going to keep it. A lot of room across midfield. Inside Chardon territory, bowls his way down to the 33-yard line.
Boy, he did. He lowered that shoulder into Montgomery there and just gave him a shot on contact. Strong running. They sealed it up outside here, as you'll see. Well, we won't be able to see from this angle, but they had the outside sealed up. They opened up and over-pursued a little bit to seal off the outside, gave him that inside lane, and he just made the best of it.
Well, Eric Montgomery got the worst of that. He took a shoulder from Arrington. Whistles blow, and what do we got? A little equipment problem. The ball is spotted at the 33-yard line. There's exactly 4 minutes to go here from Byers Field. I'm Craig Dees along with John Walsh. Statistician Red sitting next to me. Wake up. Thank you, thank you. Tell you what's nice is you've got a real nice scoreboard here now at Byers Field. It's an electronic scoreboard. It doesn't have replays, but it's got all kinds of messages. Another addition to this fine facility. First down and 10. They pitch the ball to Monday. Monday falls to the 32-yard line. I don't know if he tripped over the 34-yard line, but that didn't get too far.
Yeah, they kind of just sealed that one up on him. That time they, I think they're adjusting a little bit, not giving those inside little lanes. I mean, there's a point where you over-respect speed and you start committing too much to the outside. And you open those inside lanes off the tackle, which is what the Griffins have been capitalizing on real good here. So somehow you got to get that proper balance to seal up defensively.
Gain of a yard, 2nd and 9. They pitch the ball to Cozy. Try to string it out, and they do a good job, and Cozy keeps the legs churning as he gets down to the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Nice strong run. Did not want to go down as he was hit on the far side. Yeah. Under 3 minutes to go now, first quarter.
But again, you can see he was looking inside to shoot it, and they just weren't going to give it to him. That's the way you got to stop that outside play there. String it out with your corners out, posting on the outside, not letting them out there, and your inside people just flowing along, you know, and not over-committing and getting ahead of the ball carrier so he can cut it back on you.
They spot the ball at the 28.5-yard line. Third down, it looks to be about 5.5. Irvin goes in motion. They run the option, and Monday's in trouble. Now he jukes his way away, but now the cavalry comes and covers him at the 31-yard line. Nicely done by the Chardon defense. They got him behind the line of scrimmage and stalled him long enough for the troops to arrive, and it's a loss of a couple.
Yeah, it was Nick Goshi coming in from his linebacker position. Got him in the backfield there. Got a hand on him. Like you said, didn't make the tackle, but just totally disrupted the play. Allowed the pursuit to come across and just totally seal off that corner where he couldn't get anything out of it. Big defensive play for Chardon.
The officials have stopped the clock with 1:57 to go. Fourth down, 8 yards to go for the Griffins.
Yeah, they're definitely going for it here because punting's not going to do you much good. You're kind of in that no man's land where if you punt it, you can end up with a net 11 yards if it rolls into the end zone. So you might as well just give it a shot and go for it.
Anderson splits wide to the right. The Chardon faithful down below, up on their feet. Trying to get the defense fired up. Cozy goes in motion. They pitch the ball. Looks like a reverse, and it is. Coming back the other way is Anderson. Anderson out of bounds at the 18-yard line, and that'll be a first down. He took a wicked shot, but had plenty of yardage to get the first down.
I think he's a little shy.
Well, he only needed to get to about the
32-yard line. Terrible angle there.
Let's take another look at this thing. You could see it coming. Did a nice job of switching the ball from one hand to the other to protect it before Eric Montgomery knocked them out of bounds. 1:32 to go first quarter, and the Griffs trying to get in one more time here.
Yeah, that was a good call. Very good call. The Chardon should have been ready for that sort of stuff when we got that 3rd or 4th and long situation.
They run the option again. They pitch it back to Cozy. And Cozy gets down at the 12-yard line. Man, the reason I stopped is I could have sworn that I saw a clip on the far side. It looked pretty obvious
Kyle
to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely did to me. I'd like to see a replay on that.
I don't know if we'll have it. If we've got it, guys, let's see it. If not, we're sorry, but you can roll the videotape back as you're taping it at home and see what. But it's sure, boy, look. Unless the
official had to have an angle. It's not like he was screened off. That was right where the play was going.
Under a minute to go. 2nd down and 4 yards to go for the Griffs. Irvin goes in motion. They hand it to Monday, straight up the middle, breaking tackles to the 6, and that'll be another first down. Yeah, let's take another look at that last run. I don't know if we get a chance to see it from here.
Might not be able to see it. It's on the far side of the field there. Now, we're going to be, well, no, there we go.
right there.
Whoa. I don't know. I never went to official school, but that looked like a clean clip to me.
Thanks, guys. Nice shot of that. We go under the 30-second mark here in the opening quarter. The Griffs have the football at the 7, first down and goal. Posey's now the deep back. And that's where they go, left side, hit behind the line, breaking a tackle, stood up and flung down. And about 4 or 5 toppers hit him on that one.
Well, I tell you, he is strong, though. You can just see that. He got hit in the backfield there and took a little shot, bounced off, and didn't seem to lose a step of speed at all.
All right, that's going to do it. We have played 1 quarter of football. The Akron Buchtel Griffins lead the Chardon Hilltoppers by a score of 6-0. Tonight's game is brought to you by Cablevision and by the Chardon High School Boosters Club, by Junction Auto Sales, dependability since 1931, your best deal for a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Eagle, conveniently located at the corner of US 322 and Ohio 44. By Clemson Excavating. By Chuck Old Chevrolet, Geo, and Pontiac. You'll love the way we do business. By Newman, Leary, and Bryce, attorneys and counselors at law with offices in Chardon, Chagrin Falls, and Middlefield. By Hamden Building Products, Ace Hardware for all your lumber and building material needs. By Howder's Lawn and Sports Center, your Cub Cadet Power Equipment headquarters. Stop in and see our complete line of snow throwers. By Connecticut, water treatment equipment for home and industry. By Bill Spear Chrysler Plymouth Neon, serving Geauga County for 44 years, Route 6 east of Chardon, Ohio's only 29-time winner of award for excellence. By Universal Disposal. By Friedeball Well Drilling Company, serving the water needs of Northeast Ohio for 5 generations. By the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Post 2261, Chardon. By Goulder Electric, Lake and Geauga County's largest and oldest electrical contractor. By Waste Management of Ohio, Western Reserve. At Waste Management, our team has the solutions for your solid waste and recycling needs. And by Geauga Cable Access Corporation and GTV, local community programming specifically for Geauga County. There you see the score 6-0 as Chardon is trailing Akron Buchtel. And Buchtel's knocking on the door. They've got the ball down at the 7.5-yard line. 2nd down and goal to go. And so far, Buchtel's had their way running the football.
Yeah, they have. I'll tell you, they've been given excellent blocking. Those backs are impressive. There's no question about that. They're strong. Everything we've read about them, the speed, strong running ability, and everything is very, very true. Chardon's just going to have to adjust and just dig in and keep them out of that end zone.
10th play of the drive coming up. And they hand it to Monday, who falls forward to the 4-yard line. Oh, they put that, strategically placed that pole right in front of me.
Kind of blocked you a little
Just
bit.
A little bit. Doing the best we can. Ball is inside the 4, about the 3.5. 3rd down, goal to go. Chardon does not want to get down by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'll tell you something else that's dangerous, bringing that Monday up there. He's behind those big horses up in front of him there. And he's coming at a 5'8" angle, runs low. He kind of gets lost behind him.
Yep.
You kind of got to weed your way through, so even if you can get by your guy blocking you.
They run the option. Arrington keeps it and gets in for the touchdown. Eric Montgomery had him by the collar and could not pull him backwards. So at the 11:14 mark of the 2nd quarter, we'll have to credit him with a 4-yard touchdown run. And let's take another look at that thing.
Yeah,
coming right at you.
Got that hand up, but they just lower that shoulder and keep those feet going and just pull their way forward. It's a strong running core for that Buchtel team.
So they will attempt a PAT. Looks like they're going to go for 2 here. Try to get it back up to 14. The last attempt was blocked. So here we go. 12-0 is the score. Cozy goes in motion. Arrington hands it to Monday. Big hole left side. Dances into the end zone for the 2-point PAT.
I think that's the exact same play they scored their first touchdown on. It just looked like that little slant off tackle there that was wide open again.
So Chardon got the work cut out for him at the 11-14 mark. 12 plays, 57 yards, 14-0, and there you see the almost untouched until he got about 2 yards deep in the end zone.
Yeah, Chardon's just going to have to get the offense in gear here and just prove to themselves that they can get back here. They're a little shell-shocked right now, I'm sure, but it's still a class team. They're capable of coming back. They just got to start executing again. They really haven't had much of a chance. Their defense has been on the field the whole game. They had that quick little drive and, came close, had a couple of good plays, but didn't get really started yet. They're going to have to get a couple first downs out of this series here to start getting back into this ball game. 23
plays to 4. Buchtel has, Chardon was 3 and out, and if you think about it, 4 plays and we're into the 11-14 mark of the second quarter already. That is total time domination.
That's a statistic that's very telling when you start getting into those sort of disparities.
Briggs lines it. Michael picks it up finally at the 11. Comes across a block. Flags fly all over the place on the far side and up to about the 17-yard line. Now, we had all kinds of flags come in. Hard to tell if it's a face mask or a hold in that area. It could be anything.
Yeah, because there was a lot of players all bunched up there. Just have to see what the referees sort it out as. He comes to give the signal. Face mask.
That's a 15-yarder. That'll help.
Yeah, that definitely will get you out of that hole there and establish their first decent field position today.
Pretty blatant because a bunch of people saw it because the yellow flags came flying in. So that'll give the Toppers some excellent field position all the way up to near the 34-yard line. And offensively, they get things on track. They are in no way, shape, or form out of this thing. A couple touchdowns and it's early.
Oh, yeah.
They got to move the football, though. They can't go 3 and out and put that defense back on the field again. First down and 10. Scott Neal under quarterback, or under the center. Tim Michael on a little delay. Breaking tackles across the 40, 45, up the midfield, and into Griffin territory up to the 40-yard line. Little delay up the middle. Took about a half a second to let the hole open up and topped through it and picked up some good yardage.
Well, I'll tell you, he did have a big hole blown open for him on that right side of the line. As you can see here, he does a little counter, cuts against the grain, and just finds that little lane to run into. Waiting for that block to get there, but it sprung him. If he had got it just a little bit sooner, those guys wouldn't have caught up to him from behind. He'd have probably been gone on that one.
Ryan Bozeman on the tackle. First down and 10 now. The ball just inside the 40. Neal runs the option and keeps it. 35, 30. Got some room far side. The foot race is on, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 12-yard line.
Well, this is the shot in the arm they needed, except the sad thing is the way they're moving it right now, they're not going to keep their defense off the field. But when you got 6 points on the board, defense won't care getting on the field that quick.
Here comes Scott. You see him. The only guy that he had to beat was David Walker, who knocked him out of bounds right at the 12-yard line. I tell you what, taking a shot like that tonight, too, this is like falling on fuzzy concrete is what it's all about.
Oh, yeah, that's a hard surface. You think it's padded underneath, but that padding really doesn't do much, especially when it's frozen.
The padding is asphalt.
Yeah.
First down and 10 at ball at the 11, so Chardon can get a first down if they can punch it to the 1. Neal hits. Oh, maybe an ill-advised toss. Lucky to get that covered by Bob Conroy. All the way back to the 19-yard line, and a very uncharacteristic mistake by Scott Neal. Should have just ate that ball.
Yeah, I think that was big Demetrius Lewis coming from the stack-up position on that one. Getting penetration in the backfield. Like you said, he should have taken it, taken a 3-yard loss on that one. He turned it into a 5-6-yard loss. It could have been worse.
Scott Platt's now in at the tight end position on the right side. They run Conroy in motion, counter. That's Michael, tripped up at the 20-yard line. Nice play.
Yeah.
Gary Cozy all the way up from his strong safety position to make a loss of a yard.
I tell you, that was a good discipline play. He just stayed put and didn't fall for the little counter action going to the left there. Just stayed there and waited for it to gel. Michaels came right at him, and he made a good open field tackle on him.
Kyle Bergen back in the game. Scott Platt's out.
A big third down play for Chardon. If nothing else, try to get it in a little bit closer for the field goal.
Michael in motion. Neal, little toss underneath. As Renner tries to stay on his feet and can't do it. And he will go down at the 18-yard line is where they'll spot it. So it would be a 35-yard attempt if they chose to kick the football right now, and no indication from the Chardon sideline as to what they want to do. At 8:37 and counting here in the first half, they trail Buchtel by a score of 14-0.
No, I think they're going for it. They're set it out Bergen and Platts on that, so they're going to be going for it on fourth, not going for the three. The angle's not the best right now.
No, it's not.
So that may be part of their decision.
Fourth down. 17. Scott Neal looks, throws, has a man wide open, touchdown! Oh, where did he come from? Where did he come from?
That's Kyle Bergen out there.
Yes, it is.
Again, wide open, just as he was a couple times last week. Coverage just broke down. I think he just did a little
check this out. I could have caught
little
this.
Flag pattern, that's all.
Kyle is
Nobody
wide
picked
open.
him up. That was a big points for Chardon. Big points.
So at the 8:08 mark, that is a 19-yard pass from Neal to Bergen. The PAT, Makar in. Scott kicks that brick through the uprights, and at the 8:08 mark, guess what, gang? It's 14-7. Chardon's right back in this thing. That's how you answer a touchdown.
Oh, that's exactly how you answer the touchdown. Now, like I said, that defense didn't stay off the field that much, but having 7 points to look at under the home side of the scoreboard makes a big difference.
Oh, that's an emotional boost at this point.
Now,
excellent drive by the Toppers. That was 7 plays, Red, and how many yards? Started on the Chardon 34-yard line, so let's see. That would be a 66-yard drive. How's that for math on the run?
I'll buy it just because of the fact I don't feel like doing it, so I'm not going to correct you. You folks at home with calculators, work on that one.
Red Jevnikar doing it up for us tonight, trying to keep track of all this stuff. And so Chardon doubled the amount of plays almost that they had, and they were able to get in the end zone that time. So at 8:08, we're right back to a 14-7 game, and now the question is, can the Chardon defense do what it hasn't been able to do so far, and that shot and stop the Buchtel offense?
Yeah, I don't know if there's been any adjustments made. I think it's kind of just an emotional thing now. They just got to kick in saying, hey, we can do it. And then the defensive guys, that's got to transfer over to them, and they just got to do their part and just start stopping these Griffins.
John Reeves into kickoff. Robert Foster, Gary Cozy back deep. Also back for Buchtel, Raymond McCray. And McCray is the man across the 35-40. He busts it up to the 42-43-yard line. They've kicked to him twice so far, and twice he's had nice returns.
Yeah, I tell you, he's fast. I was looking, and those legs were flying. Yeah, I might seriously start thinking of adjusting and kicking it away from him, or at least squibbing it to him and slowing down a little bit of his speed when he catches the ball in the air and just gets flying.
So 7:57 to go here in the first half. Chardon trails 14-7. The Griffs have the football. Cozy goes in motion. They hand the ball to Monday. Left side, big hole into Chardon territory, and now another foot race is on. And
flag
gone.
back here.
I think we got a shove in the back here at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
So hold the phone, because Monday's in the end zone, but they're going to ask him to come back out again. Take another look at it, see if we can see this one the way we saw the one that we thought should have been called before. Here you go. Watch in the middle of the screen. I think
Look at
you'll
that
see
block
right there. Right
Yeah.
there was the push in the back.
by
It kind of pushed him in the right direction, but still a push in the back nonetheless. And that'll bring the ball back.
I think that was Wiancek. Just got pushed in the back, and he's still pushing. Like you say, he pushed him the right way, so he didn't even take him out of the play. It was kind of one of those penalties that really you frown on because it didn't help at all. At least you can understand a hold or something that helps the play move. That one didn't help it in the least.
Now they spot it from where the foul is committed, so it's a first down now and 7 at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, but that's a lot better than 6 extra points going on that scoreboard.
Boy, Monday showing some speed. They're talking about him as a Division I prospect here. 1,217 regular season yards, and I think he's over 1,500 now.
He's an impressive back. There's no question about that.
1st and 7. They hand it right back to him. This time he gets to midfield before he runs into the brick wall. A gain of about 2. Coming up. Oh, Chardon's got the football. I don't think they're going to give him the ball, though.
No, they're not waving it.
Steve Taylor was the guy who came up off the bottom of the deck with the football.
Well, if it's laying there, you make a grab at it. Referees don't see nothing. They might give it to you sometimes, so it doesn't hurt. You know, if the guy's holding it loose, the play's over, you still make a grab at it.
A little less than 5 yards to go. Antonio Anderson is split wide. He's the man at the top of your screen. They pitch it to the near side. It's Cozy. He tries to turn the corner. Forget about it. Got a yard maybe. Platts was there to help string it out, and so was Wiancek.
But I'll tell you, this is a big third down play for him, though. This is where Chardon's got to stay. Oh, that's a short, maybe a yard and a half, 2 yards.
Wow, that's a generous spot. The ball is spotted at the 40, just inside the 48-yard line of Chardon. About 2 yards to go.
Yeah, I really couldn't see
2.5.
where he stepped out of bounds here because we're screened by the Chardon bench in front of us.
So third down, we'll call it a short 3, long 2, whatever you prefer. Arrington under center. Straight up to go. Nailed it. The line didn't get it.
Nope.
Didn't get it. Ran right into Dave Pruce.
Boy, he stood there.
Oh, gee whiz.
I'll tell you, that was that little off-tackle slant again that they ran before.
There's
You
big
can see
old
it.
Dave.
This time Dave was waiting for it.
Dave said, get me out of here, too, because that guy hurt.
Oh, yeah.
That was a shot.
Dave's got the more size,
Watch
much
the
more
brick
size
wall.
than him. But he hung in there and just gave the shot. Needed help. 'Cause I'll tell you, that Monday is strong.
Yep. So fourth down and 2. So they give him a gain of a yard. We're down to 6:15 to go.
Are they going for it here?
Sean Briggs in. Nope, they're going to go for it. They
I
are
guess
going to go.
They got confidence in their offense.
Yes,
And-
they do.
and quite honestly, it has been almost unstoppable here. Big play for sure.
Or maybe try to get Chardon to jump off sides. You see the hard count and a delay.
That's exactly what they were doing.
You saw Arrington's head kind of bobbing just enough to keep him honest, and you saw the linebackers kind of squirt forward. But a delay of game against Buchtel, that's all they were trying to do. Just trying to get a free first down. Can't blame them.
No.
Because from where they were sitting, this even gives the punter a little bit better chance of giving it a good boot.
But again, to be quite honest with you, I don't think I'd have questioned Coach Flossie going for it on that particular situation.
No, that too, yeah.
Because his Griffins have been moving the ball rather well. A super big defensive stand for Chardon that time.
Sean Briggs into punt. And single man back. I think that's Lahadny going back all by his lonesome. Oh, Montgomery grabs it. I'm sorry. That's who's back there. Oh,
You
boy.
hear me sucking in air on that one? That looked like, I'll tell you, those Griffins were down on top of him real quick.
Well, they'll spot the football just inside the 15-yard line. Chardon with plenty of time to move the ball back. 5:48 and to go here in the first half.
I'll tell you, now is where a good, long, sustained drive would really help out that defense.
Yep.
Well, I mean, obviously ending up in the end zone, but just anything to just keep moving it, get first down after first down after first down, give them a rest for the rest of the half at least.
They go straight up the gut. And that was Renner. And Gary picks up about 3 or almost 4 yards on the play.
Well,
about 3.
That's the kind of plays that's going to give you that drive and keep the first down stakes moving down.
Eric Montgomery checks into the game. He will come wide to the near side. It's still Michael, Renner, and Conroy in the backfield, and that's Conroy in motion. Little delay, it's Michael. Tries to bounce outside, not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, that overall team speed, there's not much chance bouncing outside. You almost got to take what you can get, even if it's only that yard or two ahead of you. You're almost forced into taking that because that outside pursuit speed will just catch you, and there's just no way to beat that.
The speed of Gary Cozy came up and made the play. 4:37 and counting.
Yeah, these corners, too, just hang there. They're not going to move. You're not going to sucker on them out of position or anything like that. They're based right on those corners to stop the outside stuff.
3rd down. Now it's 4th down. Coming up, and in his outside linebacker position, Brian Bozeman. Man, Scott Neal had nowhere to run, nowhere to hide on that one.
They use Bozeman a lot on that. He's one of their leading tacklers. He's also their leading sacker. I think he went through 17 sacks this season. That's what they do. They just shoot him in from that linebacker position, and as you can see, his speed, he's right on you just like that.
So Renner to punt, standing 1 yard deep in the end zone. Foster and Cozy back at the Chardon 40. Renner needs to pop a good one here. Kind of shanked it. And that will go sailing out of bounds. Boy, where are they going to mark this thing? They're going to mark it at the 22.5 yard line of Chardon. So the Griffs with some great field position as they lead at 14-7. Craig Dees along with John Walsh. We're at Byers Field in Parma, overlooking Parmatown Mall. And aren't you glad you're not there tonight?
Yeah, I'll tell you, my wife dragged me out to Great Lakes today, so I've had my fill of malls for one day already.
1st down, 10 yards to go. The ball on the 22-yard line. Arrington hands the ball to Monday. Turns the corner and scoots out of bounds close to the 16-yard line.
Yeah, he kind of just went there and just made that look easy. He just kept gliding outside, looking. You got to respect him, and he just all of a sudden you're sliding backwards and giving up a little bit of yardage. It didn't look like much of anything, but it turned into like a 7-yard gain on that. It's reminiscent of when he was playing at Cape down in Cincinnati. Carlos Snow was that sort of runner. He'd just glide to the outside. And before you knew it, there was 6-7 yards off. Moving ahead on you.
Cozy goes in motion. They hand the ball to Monday straight up the middle. Tries to barrel his way for a 1st down, but will come up about a yard or so shy.
Yeah, he got fairly close. Yeah, about a yard is what they're marking it at right now. Yeah, this is one where you almost have forced it to trying to shoot the gaps and stuff and make a big play happen here to keep them, drop them back a little bit.
They go straight ahead, and that will be very close to a 1st down. Where they spotted it, looks like they might have it. Yes, they do. It's 1st down.
Yeah, it was good defensive play, actually. It was a quick little quarterback sneak up the middle there, and they just reacted real well. Steve Taylor came from his nose position and just didn't get sucked in. As soon as he saw movement, he went, happened to be on the right side to get in there and just keep it, but just not enough so he could push him back and not let him have the 1st down.
Arrington, the option, touchdown. Oh. Tough one. That's a tough one. It looked like Chad Wyansik came up and he had to make a decision. He's either going to go for the quarterback or he's going to go for the pitch man. And he chose the pitch man and turned around, and there was no help back there.
That's essentially what his position is. He's got to take the pitch man. You got to have that outside guy going against their outside guy. Somebody else has to come in and dedicate themselves to taking the quarterback on that. They run the option rather well.
So they go for 2 after Arrington's touchdown. Reverse. Here comes Kentonio Anderson again, and he's spins his way into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So Anderson goes in, and that will make it a 22-7 lead for Buchtel. We'll call it a 13-yard run by Arrington at the 2:38 mark. One thing that we do want to remind you is that the Chardon Booster Club is selling a terrific coupon book stuffed full of savings. These coupon books are not the entertainment books, but contain coupons from local area merchants as you watch this replay. This is an exclusive offer from the Boosters Club with over $1,500 in savings in each book, so be sure to contact any Chardon Booster Club member for your special coupon book. Christmas is just around the corner, so get a hold of the Chardon Boosters, get a hold of this coupon book. Great gift for the holidays. Well, 22-7. Buchtel is out on top. There's 2:38 to go here in the first half.
Well, that's not an impossible. 2:38 is plenty of time to score, really. It's not one of those where you really have to panic either. Because Chardon's one of those teams, as Buchtel seems to be as well, that even though they're running teams, they are big play running teams. Normally passing teams are where your big plays come from, but they do have this super big plays, and they can put another 6 in his board before halftime.
Michael on the return, breaking tackles across the 30 and up to the 36-yard line.
Good running in that one. He just kept those feet moving. They didn't wrap him up, and he just kept driving forward, got him out to decent field position to start with 2:30 left in the half here.
So they'll spot the football at Chardon's 36-yard line. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Scott Neal comes onto the field, will give the instructions to his troops.
It's time for that offensive line to just blow them off and start opening up some big holes in there for the backs to get through. They're very, very capable of doing it as well.
Michael goes in motion. Neal to throw. Looking, being chased. Lets her fly, has Conroy, and just overthrew him just a hair. On the coverage was Michael Miller.
I tell you, that wasn't that bad a pass. It was just off his fingertips. He really rolled into his left throwing like that. That was actually a fairly remarkable pass getting it in there.
I'd like to thank a couple other sponsors who helped us get the game on the air this week. Ron Schwartz over at the Animal Clinic, and Worth and Sandy Wolpert. Thank you very much for your support, as well as the other sponsors you've been hearing about tonight, responsible for bringing you Hilltopper football. Michael on a delay. Big room across the 45. Stays on his feet to the 50, to the 40, and he'll be shoved out of bounds at the 33-yard line. You got to wrap him up. We've said it for weeks. We've said it for 2 years. If you don't wrap this kid up, he's not going down.
Boy, I tell you, he did some spins in there that he wouldn't let you wrap him up. You got to give him a lot of credit here, not to knock the defense a little bit. You look, and it's hard to wrap when somebody's twisting and turning like that. That was a beautiful run by Michael.
Finally run out of bounds by Robert Foster. 1:56. The good news is the clock is stopped because he went out of bounds. 22-7, Buchtel leads. They sprint Kyle Bergan way out to the near side. Neal to throw, steps up, looks underneath, and pass was intended for Michael and overthrew him. Second down.
Yeah, they sent out two guys. They had Bergen going deep, Michael. Both of them had pretty good coverage on him on that particular play as Buchtel came up with their safety, David Walker, and also Robert Foster covering the short man inside there.
Second down and 10. The ball's at the Buchtel 32-yard line. Bergen comes again to the near side. Chad Wyansik is split wide to the far side. Montgomery's in the game. Quarterback draw.
Nice block.
Huge hole to the 15-10. Does he make the corner? Yes. Does he make the end zone? No. Out at about the 3. What a fine run and a well-conceived play there.
Well, I tell you, I believe it was a double team on the middle on that drop. Beautiful play. Rob Conroy, I'm pretty sure, was one of them. You have to see who the other one given it. I couldn't pick him up. Yeah, it was Rob Conroy, number 73. They just took a guy and just rode him towards the goalpost there.
And Buchtel takes timeout. The ball is at the 2. It's a first down and goal, so it doesn't look like the Toppers, not that we thought they would roll over, but there's certainly a couple minutes to go. Hey, we got plenty of time to score. Moving the football up and down. There you see some of the faithful here today, and They deserve a pat on the back because it is a little brisk out there today.
Yeah, but
I don't know about you, but where we're sitting, it's very nice and warm, except if your feet are sitting on the deck like they are here, it's cold.
yeah, under the table it's cold. We get the heaters coming out of the roof. So
But
that
the
keeps
folks
it nice and
outside
warm.
deserve a pat on the back because I'm telling you what, between the 30s, I don't know if there's a seat to be had down below. There's a couple. They didn't even sweep off the seats here. They were all snow covered, didn't matter. Throw some blankets down.
But then again, that's like a tribute to those guys down there in the field. They
Darn right.
just want to see them play, and they are providing them. Unfortunately, they're going down again too quick.
Did you
they wanted
notice-
to eat some of this time up.
Did you notice down on the Chardon sideline there's 2 heaters, and I think the only people using them are the cheerleaders. Everybody's so stoked up about the
everybody's
game.
all up there. Yeah, it's almost a macho thing at Chardon. Last week against Amherst with long sleeve bundled up. A lot of the Chardon kids were with bare midriffs.
No,
you know, so it was almost a macho. And Amherst was shivering.
Okay, the ball's at the 2. First down, goal. Renner falls forward to the 1. So they get another yard, 1 yard closer to cutting into the lead.
Yeah.
And it's always fun at halftime to see what kind of adjustments are going to be made, John. So if Chardon can get in here, get the extra point, maybe even go for 2, never know. Then the adjustments at halftime, and you got a whole other half of football. I think that's where they need to be at this point. They've got to punch it in.
Right. The thing is, you almost want to do it on the 3rd down, though. Keep that clock running. You don't want to give them the ball back, but, you know, you plan for the touchdown right now.
Neal going to keep it. Touchdown. Oh, my. Nice drive. Scott Neal goes in from 1 yard out with 1:05. That took all of a minute and 33 seconds to do.
Like I said, a big play running offense. That's what both these teams, as you can see it here. Well, he kind of got the wrong side of the field here. But again, that was right lane, good blocking on that right side of that line between Rob Conroy and Dave Bruce. Just opened up a hole so he could just dance through.
7 plays, 64 yards. Not too shabby. Scott Macar to attempt the PAT to pull Chardon within
Surprised
8.
they're not thinking about going for 2 here. They do have that odd points.
And he just does get it through. Boy, that came about as close to being blocked without blocking something as you can get. So at the 1:05 mark here in the first half, Chardon now cuts into lead to make it a 22-14 ball game. One thing that we do want to tell you that this program is being brought to you by the Geauga Cable Access Corporation in conjunction with support from the Chardon community. The Cable Access Corporation is currently contracting townships and villages for funding from their cable television franchise fee. This is a fee that's paid by cable subscribers each month. If sufficient funding is obtained, programs such as commencements, concerts, sporting events, and other school-oriented programming will be carried on the Cablevision system. GCAC is a private entity and is not associated with Cablevision. Programming such as this can only be funded by your support and the franchise fee cable subscribers pay each month. If you'd like to see more programming such as this, please let your local government officials aware of your opinion. Thank you very much for your support, and in particular, many thanks to the Chardon High School Boosters Club. And I tell you what, the Chardon High School Boosters Club is as good as any Boosters Club around. And I'm sure if you are watching this game and you didn't read the paper this week, you might not have heard about the shoe story from last week, but that's a classic. Run down to the store, need some shoes, go down and get 14 pairs of shoes, come on back, let's play.
Yeah, the question is, I wouldn't know from Lakewood Field which direction to go to find a shoe store.
You might have
You're
found
kind
a
of in
store, but you wouldn't have been able to get
territory.
back, you know?
Yeah, I'd have been lost. You know, they didn't send me, though.
Smart move, huh? Little
Kicking away from the parade,
fly ball to center. Corralled by one of the up men. Oh, boy. Got to make a tackle. And down in Chardon territory at the 48-yard line is David Walker. I got to tell you a quick story. In my youth, when Joe Carter was first traded to the Indians, we had him on a remote broadcast at the radio station I worked at. My job to pick his wife and kids up at the airport, and we were out here somewhere. Well, I got to the airport, picked up his wife and kids, had no idea how to get back to the paint store where we were promoting Joe. Got back there finally, and there he is sitting on the hood of his car looking at his watch. Where'd you go? Did you get back here through Youngstown or what? And so I know the feeling. They pitch the ball. Looks like an option pass. Monday falls down. Boy, was he was going to throw that football. And down deep was Kentonio Anderson. But I tell you what, he was step for step by, I think it was Kyle Bergen, had him step for step, and I don't know if that would have been able to fly or not.
No, and the thing is, I think then he saw that, and he wasn't going to make the stupid pass because he tried to make the cut back inside and just tripped himself up. But that was, like you said, I believe it was Bergen, a step-for-step coverage. He is an excellent, excellent coverage.
Yep. So it's going to be 2nd down and 15 when play resumes.
Yeah, the Griffins took a timeout here. They should try to get that ball down.
We talked about the field being frozen. Just walking up and down the stands, there's a couple inches of snow on a lot of the stands. They had the salt melting the stairs coming up here. It's icy still.
Oh, it could be dangerous.
And you can see some of the snow in the background there, right at the top of your screen, that has been shoved off this field. So it is icy, it is cold. And that's really one of the first slips we've seen all night, though. The footing has been pretty good.
I don't think that was from the field conditions. I think that was just a case where his feet went out from underneath him. That's, those things happen. You can see in the opening game in early September or late August, you'll see people slip in the field. I don't think it was field conditions at all.
Monday gets it again left side. Bowls his way. He is a strong one. Bowls his way near the 45-yard line, and Buchtel will take their 3rd and final timeout, I believe. I don't see it on the scoreboard. I know Chardon hasn't taken 3 timeouts, but there's no timeouts left up on the board.
They're not showing any of them. They got the place marked on there for timeouts, but the lights aren't on at all. And like you said, I'm sure Chardon does have timeouts left.
32.9 seconds to go here in the first. It's been an exciting first half.
It's been an offensive first half, very much so. These are supposedly two strong. Well, Chardon's known more as an offensive team this year, with a good defense. But it's pretty much both offensive have just been moving up and down the field.
Now, don't forget, if you're watching this game on Saturday night and you just tuned in and you missed some of it, we'll be here again Sunday at noon. So make sure if you're watching this Saturday night, thanks for joining us, and then maybe we'll talk to you again tomorrow. If you missed some of it or you need to roll the videotape, get it going. They get the Griffs to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down, 8 yards to go. The ball just outside the 45 of the Toppers. They pitch the ball back. They're going to try it again.
Pass, yeah.
Monday, off-balance throw is knocked down by Tim Michael. Nicely done. Eric Montgomery was also there. He probably could have made the play as well.
Kyle Bergen again.
Yep.
That was again an ill-advised pass. He's lucky he wasn't picked off.
4th down and 8.
But then again, I don't think it would have run that far if Mr. Monday is a good tackler, because he was off on that side of the field. So they had defensive position on that.
26.7 seconds to go here in the first half. 22-14 is the score. Lanier Garrett is in the game. They also bring another receiver, Anderson, to the near side.
There are 2 wides out here, one on the other side.
Yeah. Fire it up. The lefty fires, has a man open downfield, and it's intercepted. That was a heck of a grab. Who comes up off the deck? Can't see from the pole.
Wiancik.
Chad Wiancik with a beautiful grab. Man, oh man.
Yeah, that was a nice catch.
Check it out.
That was just a beautiful catch. Watch him string out and just pull it away.
I'll tell you what.
Inside positioning him all the way.
And he made up some ground, too, because it looked like he was beat.
Yeah, he did.
Little burst.
Like he had a step and a half on him.
Yep. Took the inside track, and I'm sure that Chardon's going to be happy not to even snap the football as the clock is under the 15-second mark. Well, a good first half, and an entertaining first half, and you learn a lot on both sides about the other team in the first half, and the true assessment of what will happen will take place after the half. The Chardon faithful comes to their feet because twice their team has trailed by 14 or more, and twice they've come back and answered with the score. So it is halftime. 22-14 is the score. John and I will be back, and we'll discuss what went on here, but we are also going to have the bands here at halftime as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. You'll get to see the Chardon band. There's Coach Doyle marching off the field. The frozen tundra, is that what they call it?
That's not quite
so
that
let's do this right now. We'll John and I will take a little break, but we've got the Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band coming up. We'll talk to you on the other side of the band.
number marching band. Thank you very much, and we hope you enjoy our show.
Tonight's and welcome back. We're just about done with the halftime. Chardon trailing Akron Buchtel by a score of 22-14. Craig Dees along with John Walsh, statistician Red Jevnikar with us tonight. Best seat in the house.
One of the warmer ones, if nothing else.
Yeah, no kidding. A very inspired Chardon team coming out here at the end of the half. The crowd below never hurts you when they're up on their feet, and the boys look like they're ready to have a good second half.
Well, I'll tell you, they came out and Buchtel took it to them immediately and put them in a hole. They showed what they're made of, though. They came back, and then they came back again with that score just before halftime in a game that other teams just might have kind of folded under, saying, God, these guys are good. You know, they just kept pumping at them and stuff, and all of a sudden we got a 22-14. This ball game's up for grabs for anybody.
Sure is, and the good news is Chardon will get the football, and they'll move left to right. Glad you could join us tonight on Cablevision. If you're watching this game on Saturday night, thank you very much for joining us. If you'd like to watch it again, it will be on Sunday at high noon. Another high noon showdown. So, and if you're watching it on Sunday, thanks for joining us. And if Chardon wins, we'll be back next week. We get to make the trip. My sweater, me and you get to go down to Massillon again. So make sure that if Chardon wins the ball game, expect us back hopefully more than twice next week to see that. And we can always use some help with the funding of this because it's a little bit longer road trip to Massillon than it is to Parma. So we can always use some cash to help us put the boys on TV and the gals and the cheerleading squad and the band and all those folks. We want to get them on TV. We can use your help. Get a hold of Dave Jevnikar or get a hold of the Chardon Booster Club because they're the people really driving this Chardon television network. How does that sound?
Oh, that's very, very impressive, yes.
But we are so happy to be with you again tonight. It's a chilly night for football, but boy, the excitement was really hot in the first half. Chardon will get the football. That means that Sean Briggs will be in to kick for Buchtel. Going back deep for Chardon, Tim Michael, Scott Lahadney. fans have filed pretty much back into their seats.
So that first half was just what state semifinal level football should be all about. Just two teams going at each other and both pulling their guns out and firing full bullets. Excellent first half of a championship game here for the right to go to the state championship.
That's right, Chardon trying to repeat as the state champions.
Buchtel also trying to repeat, just not consecutively like Chardon is.
Right.
They had their state championships in the late 80s, back-to-back ones there. Chardon's trying to do it in the mid-90s.
And here we go, second half action coming at you. They kick it kind of short, it will bounce. Lahadny at the 25, squirts across the 30 and up to the 33-yard line, so the Toppers with good field position as they've got the football near the 34-yard line. Scott Neal is the quarterback. He was 2 for 4 in the first half with 20 yards and a touchdown. Also 4 carries for 66 yards on the ground. If you include the sack, 5 carries for 58 yards and had a touchdown. First down and 10 for the Toppers, and what do we got? The officials are blowing the whistle and pointing to themselves. They're taking a timeout for whatever reason.
I guess they haven't made their halftime adjustments as of yet. Still need to tie a couple little bows here.
Tim Michael, 4 carries, 56 yards. Gary Renner, 3 carries for 4 yards. Michael was really the guy to, and him and Scott Neal working that option play really did a nice job in the first half. We'll let you know about the Buchtel stats when they get the football back, and pretty decent stats for them as well. Most of the yards on the ground. Clock is now running as we begin half number 2. Kyle Bergen split wide to the left. It's Conroy, Michael, and Renner in the backfield. And Neal eats it at the 30-yard line. Coming up to make the play. Who was that?
I can't say. Oh, big number 99 coming out of there.
Joe Smith. Just your average Joe coming up to make the play.
Yeah, he's coming from that linebacker based right on the defensive line front there. Slipping in there and just making a tackle on Neal.
That time Scott decided not to pitch it back when he was in trouble, just to eat the ball. Second down and 14, Conroy in motion. Neal squirts away, looking downfield, has a man. It is completed. Scott Platts, first down and then some, up to the 47-yard line.
That was a good, safe little pass. They kind of dropped off and rolled them to the left here. As you can see, the defensive backs flowed that way, opened up the whole middle. Platts is just waiting there all by himself on that wide open little seam. Took it ahead for a first down play.
Credit Scott Neal from escaping that tackler too, because another 2 inches closer to that tackler, he goes down.
Yeah, that's again that formation, that 6-man front they're giving there. That guy just shot in, and that's where Platts came from, that left tight end position.
Tim Michael, kind of a student body right look, gets inside Buchtel territory near their 49-yard line, so he picks up a gain of about 3. Second down and 7 coming up.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting as to what adjustments were made by both teams at halftime. We'll have to see. I think it's a function of more execution than adjustments, because teams are playing well. It was just a little bit overcommitting here and there, so it was just kind of reiterate how to play defensively, how to play offensively, and get it correctly done in the second half.
Scott Neal hangs onto the football, cuts it back near the 45-yard line now, so about 2.5 yards shy of a first down, and a third down coming up for the Toppers. Moving the football again here on this drive. They have scored a 19-yard pass from Scott Neal to Kyle Bergen. PAT was good. That cut the lead to 14-7. Then they came back with 1:05 to go. There was a 1-yard run by Scott Neal. The PAT was good again, and that made it 22-14. That's the 2 scores for Chardon so far. They have been down by 14 zip and down by 22-7 and have come roaring back both times with a score. Third down and 2 to go. Neal going to keep it, tries to squirt up the middle, spun around, and depending on where they mark it, is going to be...
He's pretty close, pretty darn close.
I'll tell you what, you got one lineman on one side of the 38-yard line, and the other one on the other side. Now they're both on the good side of the 38.
Yeah, but I don't think quite enough. I think we're going to be a hair short. They may measure, but I think they're a hair short on that one.
Yeah, if they've got it by the white stripe on the football. And
I'd say so, but I think they missed by that much.
And you go for it, little quarterback sneak, lean forward across that big offensive line.
I might think about it. It's academic. I think they stretched enough that they got it.
Oh, about?
No, it's the stripe.
You know they got to go for it here. They're not gonna kick it off.
No.
They're not gonna kick it away. No way.
No, not with the way it's an offensive night. And if it's an offensive night, you might as well just go ahead with your guns and prove that you can get it.
They wind the clock up, and the coaches are trying to get the crowd to settle down so that the players can hear the signals.
Yeah, may call a quick audible. Who knows? Neal can do that. For
Fourth and an inch. Neal keeps it, got the first down. That's a scary play because he went 1.5 yards behind the line of scrimmage before he started moving upfield. And if he'd have got tripped up, that'd have been danger. But first down.
As a keeper, that's the way the options run. He's got to fake to the fullback, circle out behind him, so you got to get a little depth. That's just the nature of the play, but did seem to hurt him. He went ahead, got just what they needed for the first down.
And I tell you what, from where they got the football spotted, not by much, maybe by 0.5 yard or so. First down at the 41-yard line of Buchtel. All the way down to 8.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. So Chardon chewing up some yardage. Tim Michael, again, the student body right, tries to get around the outside. Ooh. Tripped up nicely. Gary Cozy comes up. Michael might have got back to the line of scrimmage. If not, he only lost about 0.5 yard.
I'll tell you, he had a wall in front of him, too. If Cozy hadn't held onto that ankle and tripped him down, that play would have gone for a good 8-10 yards, and maybe more. Who knows? But he did have a big wall in front of him. It was like a wall right on a punt return.
Coming up on the 8th play of the drive. It started back on the Chardon 34-yard line. Looks like Neal might be checking off at the line. Going to run the option, keeps it up to the 35 and falls out of bounds at the 35. Nice gain on the play.
I'll tell you, big Keith Jenkins there just sealed up the end position and kept the guy turned to the inside so he could get it here. Watch it, good block, just kept number 55 or whatever that was. I'm not really sure what number, turned to the inside.
Tell you one thing about the replays tonight, these guys are practically in your living room if you're watching it at home, I tell you.
Well, especially if it's run to this side of the field.
That's right.
Over to Chardon's right now. That's where the cameras are. Players flow right into the cameras.
Third down, 3.5. Neal runs the option again. He's got the first down at the 30, breaking a tackle to the 20. Ooh, great block, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
Jimmy Michaels.
Man, and Brian Bozeman, I don't know if Bozeman hits people like that normally, is not the recipient. If we've got this on a replay, and here it comes.
I'll tell you, he came from the side.
There's number
got
1.
Right in front of him and just flat out level it. Watch him. Here he comes. Bozeman's right. Pow! Had the head in front of him, which means it's not a clip. As long as that head's in front of him, you can hit him off to the side or anywhere you want. The position of the head tells if it's coming from behind or if you're coming in front of the guy. Oof. Excellent block by Michaels.
Wow, 35-yard run. Hey, Brian, any possibility of seeing that one again? I want to.
This is for the Bosman family.
I got to see this one more time. There you go, 22-21. The PAT is good. A 35-yard run by Scott Neal. Watch this run again and watch this block. Notch number 1. He's the one that gets his clock cleaned right about here. The difference between a clip and a non-clip, Michael's helmet is in front of the man and not behind the man. That's the difference. So you're talking what, about a 6-inch difference?
That's about it. It just depends on which way you turn your head or something. As long as you keep it in front of them, perfectly legal block. People think that it's anything on the side or the back. You know, conceivably you can hit the guy in the back, but if you got the head around to the front of him, it's fine. That's the definition of a clip, and that definitely wasn't.
You feel that little guy named Mo, that momentum guy, kind of hop sidelines here?
Well, defense has got to feel it heavy now. It's back onto them. If they can hold him, Yeah, definitely momentum is in Chardon's court, but so far defense hasn't proven they can consistently hold this strong Buchtel team. This is a ball game. We got an excellent ball game here tonight, Craig.
And how this is
just
fun.
like last year's. That was a barn burner, more defensive based. This one's a more offensive based ball game.
John Reeves into kickoff. 22-21. Chardon's cut into the lead. Now a 1-point game. And it will be taken by Robert Foster across the 30. And he is corralled down at the 35-36 yard line. Zach Brazis called his name a few times here in the playoffs on special teams. So they'll spot the football at the 37.5 yard line. And now time for the Chardon defense to come up big.
I tell you, I think this is the first time I can remember that they've held the Buchtel team inside their own 40. Normally it's been out around the 45 or so. And this is probably the worst field position Buchtel's had this evening.
Brock Arrington is the quarterback. 6 carries, 48 yards in the first half for him. Cozy goes in motion. Monday, up the middle, across the 40 to the 41 yard line. Johnny Monday, 16 carries, 67 yards in the first half.
Well, I tell you, that wasn't much room. He kind of just patiently waited, found it a little narrow opening, and just kind of slid through it almost sideways. He's an impressive runner.
Yes,
he definitely is one of the strongest high school runners I've seen this season.
Gary Cozy, the other back, 7 carries for 28 yards in the first half. 2nd down and 5. Arrington dropped from behind. Rick Conroy grabbed him from behind.
They had that seal defense. That's probably one of those adjustments. On the end, they sealed so he couldn't do his turn in. Todd Goodwin was well out on the outside, sealing the pitch man. They had that one defense, just like you got a defensive option. Everybody's got to have their little player that they got to cover. You can't commit to little head fakes or anything. You got to be disciplined on that. Good defensive set by Chardon on that play.
3rd down and 7. They have 3 wideouts, Buchtel does now. They run with the I formation in the backfield. Arrington to throw. Arrington airing it out. Has a man, and he threw it over his shoulder. On the coverage was Kyle Bergen. But keep one thing in mind. When you see contact like that down the field in high school ball, there's no such thing as an uncatchable football. If it's 10 feet over your head and there's contact, it's a foul. So the officials obviously didn't think that was a foul, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Red, that's the first 3 and out for Buchtel, right? Yes, it is. Oh, I'm sorry, no. One more time. The second time it's been 3 and out.
I'll tell you, one of the things was that's when the ball's in the air or something, but I think that ball was pretty much over him when the contact was made, which means that's free hit territory once it's reached the objective point.
Snap. Line drive kick. Flags will fly, and that's not good news. Montgomery picks it up, and he'll get thrown down at the 29, but we've got a roughing the kicker back at the 33-yard line. They wiped out Sean Briggs. And a man down for Chardon. Is that Dan Anderson down? I think it is. Dan Anderson is down at the 35-yard line. They'll be bringing this kick back. Unfortunate.
Yeah, the defense did their job, held it. You just had one of those little breakdowns in the special team. That was a costly one.
Yeah, they wiped them out pretty good. There is no 5-yard running into the kicker, or it's all roughing the kicker in high school ball, trying to protect those guys when that leg is fully extended. It's a dangerous place to be, and they still attend to Dan Anderson down on the field. And while we've got an opportunity, I want to let you know that other people that have helped us get this game on the air, Ron Swartz down at the Animal Clinic, and Worth and Sandy Wolpert, we thank them for their contributions to getting this game. And if we win today, we shall return next week from Massillon. What a great place, and if you haven't gone, you should go, because it's a great ballpark, it's a great atmosphere, the state finals, and hopefully we'll all be down there to bring that to you. Get a hold of the Chardon Boosters because they are selling a terrific coupon book stuffed full of savings. These coupon books are not the entertainment books. They're different, but they contain coupons from local area merchants. It's an exclusive offer from the Chardon Boosters Club, over $1,500 in savings in each book. So be sure to contact the Chardon Booster Clubs for your special coupon book. Christmas just around the corner. Be a great gift for anybody. It's the Chardon Booster Club coupon book.
Looks like Dan Anderson might have twisted an ankle as
Yeah.
they helped him off the field. That ankle was elevated. Don't
First-
like to see any kind of injuries.
First down and 10 for Buchtel. They get a reprieve here. They hand the ball Monday. Doesn't go anywhere. Half a yard.
That's what they need. They need to just, again, sit them down in 3 plays.
Ian Landy's on the bottom of the pile. One of many.
Yeah, they made, I don't know if they're doing stunts. We'll have to watch the inside there, but something's going on where they're sealing the little gaps there, because all of a sudden they were getting, first half they were getting blown off the line of scrimmage. Now they're sitting in and just sealing those little inside holes.
Gain of a yard, second down and 9, 4:33 to go, third quarter, 22-21. Buchtel leads it. Monday again, spun around and dropped. Coming up to make the play, Mike Pennell. Pennell grabbed him around the waist and threw him down.
Yeah, you had Ty Goodwin helping out there, and it was started. Nick Goshi got into the backfield, slowed him down that little bit.
There you see Dan Anderson being looked at. Yeah, get that man a jacket. How about the trainer down there with no pants on? Third down, 7. Under 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Cozy goes in motion. Flags fly, and we got some motion.
Yeah, I saw a Chardon player pointing to the left side of the Buchtel offensive line here. And they're clapping, so whatever he was pointing at must have been true.
Legal procedure against the Griffs.
He must have had a little motion here on the left. And there's a part of the Chardon band playing.
Inspired or what? The Chardon defense are playing inspired here in the second half. A lot of emotion out on that field. It's been very easy to been down after that punt.
Yeah,
That
but
was called back.
They just dug it again.
Yep.
So whatever he said to him at halftime, they were listening to, because, boy, they're playing super defense at the moment.
3rd and 12. Arrington to throw, being chased, being sacked. Mike Pennell again chased down Arrington from behind all the way back to the Bucknell 46-yard line. Let's take a look at this. Look at the speed of Mike Pennell.
Monday, I don't know if he's blaming himself, but you see his hands go to his head. He's at the top of the screen right now. He was a little upset after that sack occurred.
I don't think that he realized Pennell would get past him that fast. He kind of just threw out an arm. Sean Briggs to punt again.
I'm sure there's nobody within 3 yards of the punter here.
The snap's a good one. Good kick. Kind of a wobbly end-over-end kick that will bounce. Get out of the way, boys.
Wherever it goes, it goes.
It will take a
It's still rolling.
Buchtel bounce. And they'll down it at the 8. So Chardon will get the football back at the 8-yard line. 2:39 to go here in the third quarter. Chardon trying to take their first lead of the night. They trail it 22-21.
Yeah, they're starting down that part of the field, though, where it kind of limits your offense. You don't have that much room, and you don't want to make the big mistake down here. So you become more conservative in your play call in this section of the field, which changes what got you into this situation here in the state semifinals. So it's not good to be, but a couple of quick bursts up the middle, they got their room, and they're back to their normal offense.
1st and 10. Right side is Michael breaking tackles up to the 14. That's a little bit of breathing room.
That's your elbow room.
Check that. That's Renner. Nice run by Gary over the right side.
Yeah, they've had him in check pretty much. They're stacking that middle. They got some beasts up there. But I think finally, Chardon, I'll tell you one thing about Chardon. And before the game, I ran into one of the former players, Rick Warner from last year.
Yeah.
He's playing at Villanova this season. He redshirted with them. Well, I'll finish the story after this one.
2nd down and 4, gain of 6 by Gary Renner. Neal going to keep it. First down, 22-yard line. Instant breathing room.
Anyhow, I'm alluding to the conditioning of these Chardon players. I asked them, I said, well, do you find it a lot tougher? And he said, football? No way. Chardon got you in such a condition that it was a lot tougher. I said, well, Rick, I was talking academics, but really? You know, he was talking on that. Please, nobody play this for his Villanova coach, because poor Rick could be in a lot of trouble. But this Chardon team is extremely well conditioned. This is the time where it starts to show.
Sure does. It's Renner again.
Or Renner ran head on into Carroll Smith of Buchtel there, who's 6'3", 285, and he knocked him straight on his backs. I mean, he held on, made the tackle and all, but that's a lot of force to drive backwards. It shows the power of Gary Renner out of that fullback position.
Actually, that was Tim Michael. We got to get Doyle to give me a 3, a 4, and a 5, and these guys with 2 5s on their back.
Chardon loves these black jerseys, but it's hard to pick up numbers on them. It's always been very hard to pick up on them.
Scott going to change the play at the line down to 41 seconds to go. Keeps the football, wishes he hadn't. Just did get across the 25, maybe down to the 26-yard line.
It's a big third down play for Chardon.
And under a half a minute to go. They will not have to run another play here in this quarter. They may be content to go in and talk about this thing.
So that was a fast quarter. Wow.
When you run the football.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to go in, play some fourth quarter football now.
There we go. All right, we have played 3 quarters of football. Hang on, folks. The fourth quarter's coming up. Chardon on the move. They trail Akron Buchtel by a score of 22-21. Tonight's game is brought to you by Cablevision and by the Chardon High School Boosters Club. By Junction Auto Sales. Dependability since 1931. Your best deal for a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Eagle. Conveniently located at the corner of US 322 and Ohio 44. By Clemson Excavating. By Chuck Old Chevrolet, Geo, and Pontiac. You'll love the way we do business. By Newman, Leary, and Bryce. Attorneys and counselors at law with offices in Chardon, Chagrin Falls, and Middlefield. By Hamden Building Products, Ace Hardware for all your lumber and building material needs. By Howder's Lawn and Sports Center, your Cub Cadet Power Equipment headquarters. Stop in and see our complete line of snow throwers. By Connecticut, water treatment equipment for home and industry. By Bill Spear Chrysler Plymouth Neon, serving Geauga County for 44 years, Route 6 east of Chardon, Ohio's only 29-time winner of award for excellence. By Universal Disposal. By Friedeball Well Drilling Company, serving the water needs of Northeast Ohio for 5 generations. By the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Post 2261, Chardon. By Goulder Electric, Lake and Geauga County's largest and oldest electrical contractor. By Waste Management of Ohio, Western Reserve. At Waste Management, our team has the solutions for your solid waste and recycling needs. And by Geauga Cable Access Corporation and GTV, local community programming specifically for Geauga County. There you see Bob Doyle, and you hear the Chardon players on the sideline ready for fourth quarter action here.
Famous "Let's Go O's" chant. It's been around for years and years at Chardon. Just rooting on their offense to get it together. They know this is the big play too.
Third down and 6.
5.
Yep.
No, I'm more of an optimist than you are, Craig. A long 5, not 6.
Kyle Bergen comes wide to the near side. We start quarter number 4, 22-21. Buchtel leads. Neal to throw, looking. Trying to get it out for Michael. Cuts back inside and can't get it. Incomplete.
Nice adjustment by Michael. Trying to turn back to the inside to get that. He just had his momentum pulling towards the sideline there. He had a tough time curling in, but he did make a good attempt at it.
Yeah, Scott Neal wanted a flag there, but both guys were looking for the football, going for the football, incidental contact.
That was just good coverage by the Buchtel defender.
4th down and a punting situation for Gary Renner. Gary's just happy he's not standing in the end zone. He was before. He stands at his 12.
Could use a big one here. Get back some degree of field position. Defense might be able to settle in and hold him back there.
Nice line drive kick. That's taken by Foster. He skips out of bounds near the 40. Run out of bounds there by Todd Goodwin.
Yeah, that was the thing. They set up that wall left, but they forgot to mention Goodwin came around on the outside, was waiting at the beginning of the wall. He had nowhere to go on that.
So the ball is at the 45-yard line. Chardon did a good job defensively against Buchtel on their first drive. It was a special teams penalty that gave Buchtel the ball back after they were 3 and out.
Like to go back to that 3 and out right now.
They run the option.
Now open up inside.
Arrington breaking a tackle inside the 40, and he goes down to the 32-yard line. Wow. Again, they're having trouble deciding who to take. That time they opted for the pitch man. Arrington cut it back up, and nobody was there to help out.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to have somebody sealing on him, keeping him honest here. You also got to have the people coming from the inside. As you can see, they're getting blocked off a little bit.
They spotted at the 31-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Griffs. 11:22 and counting in the ball game. They lead by 1. Straight up the middle they go to Gary Cozy. Cozy spins his way near the 27-yard line.
That's a quick little counter action by the quarterback on that. He did a reverse pivot out of there, then flipped back and gave it back to the man coming to the inside. Kind of a counter motion by the quarterback only.
Antonio Anderson split wide. You can see him just at the top of your screen there. Arrington runs the option. This time he's got nowhere to go. Falls ahead for a yard. Made it to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, that time they had plenty of people there covering. They had one coming in on him there, as well as a man stationed for that inside cut. He looked, and this pitch man outran him. You can't be that far out ahead. He looked to make the pitch, and the man was just so far down. It was been like a 30-yard pitch or so he decided just to cut it up and take the best he could out of it.
3rd down and about 4.5. They'll spot it closer to the 25-yard line. 4-down territory now for Buchtel. Arrington, Monday stood up at the line of scrimmage. Look at the strength of that guy, and he picked up an extra yard on his own.
Boy, you do need some help bringing him down. He is a strong running back.
Conroy was there. Also coming up off the bottom of the deck is Scott Platts. And Platts comes up slow. Watch it again.
Boy, he's a load. There's no question. He's one heck of a load.
Chardon's going to take a timeout here, and as long as we've got time, I'd like to also remind you that this program is being brought to you by the Geauga Cable Access Corporation in conjunction with support from the Chardon community. The Cable Access Corporation is currently contacting townships and villages for funding from their cable television franchise fee. This is a fee that's paid by cable subscribers each month. If sufficient funding is obtained, programs such as commencements, concerts, sporting events, and other school-oriented programming will be carried on the Cablevision system. GCAC is a private entity and is not associated with Cablevision. Programming such as this can only be funded by your support and the franchise fee cable subscribers pay each month. If you'd like to see more programming like this, please let your local government officials be aware of your opinion. Thank you for your support so far, and in particular, many thanks to the Chardon High School Boosters Club. You can really thank them. They're the folks that get this game on the air every week. All their help and going. Dave Jevnikar is another guy who's right at the forefront of this whole thing. For 2 years now, we've been bringing you Chardon playoff football, and hopefully we'll have one more week, huh?
Boy, this is a play here. This is big-time play.
4th and a yard. They give it to Cozy. 1st down to the 20. There's a lot of room on that left side.
Yeah, now it's dig-in time for that Chardon defense. It clocks down to 9:41. you know, another score is going to make it hurt, especially if they go for 2, then it's going to make it really, really hurt.
Yep.
So you got to dig in and just keep them out of there right now. I don't think they have to concern themselves with field goals at this point. So I don't think Buchtel's going to even attempt one. It's strictly 4-down territory from where they're at right now on this field.
1st and 10 from the 20. Monday, left side, gets about 3.
Yeah, they sealed in rather well on that. You see Rick Conroy getting up off the bottom of the pile.
Second down, 7. Under 9 minutes to go. First down can be had at the 10-yard line. And Buchtel takes time. Didn't like what he saw, so Brock Arrington calls timeout.
Well, I think that's their first one of this half.
So each team is taking a timeout here as we are down to the 8:51 mark.
Well, we're getting down to the point where every play is important, so they don't want to make sure and blow one of them, you know, so they want to make sure that what's sent in is compatible with what they're looking at them out in the field, defensively or offensively.
We go all the way back to the first quarter to 7:10 mark, a 10-yard run by Johnny Monday. 11 plays, 60-yard drives. The PAT was blocked. It was 6-zip. With 11:14 to go, Arrington with a 4-yard run. They get the 2-point conversion. It's 14-0. Chardon got on the board at the 8:08 mark in the second quarter. A 19-yard pass from Scott Neal to Bergen. 7 plays, 66-yard drive. The PAT was good. It was 14-7. 2:38 to go, second period. A 13-yard run by Arrington. 2-point conversion was good, 22-7. Neal got a 1-yard run to make it 22-14. And then Neal with a 35-yard run to make it 22-21. That's where we sit right now. Second down, 7 yards to go. Arrington, counter. Cozy, right side, falls forward to the 12. Going to be about 2.5 yards shy of a first down.
Boy, they do get themselves in those 3rd and short a lot.
They do.
That's the thing. Big plays on 1st and 2nd down will bring you to that level. Again, another big play for the Chardon defense.
Stephen Christopher, Keith Jenkins check in. They got some more beef up front, Chardon does.
Boy, that's a lot of beef up there.
3rd down and 2. Quick hitter on the right side.
I don't know, because he crawled. I think his knee was down a little back.
They're going to spot him outside the 10, so you're right.
That's about right, yeah. Because I think his knee hit down and he crawled across the 10. Good watching by the referees on it.
Yep, they're going to spot him almost at
watching,
the 11.
Good watching because they agree with what I saw.
Yeah.
Anybody agrees with me, good man, good man.
4th and a yard. There you see the Chardon faithful come to their feet, trying to pump up that defense.
Boy, here's a play. This is the type of play on which state championships are based.
4th and a yard. Boy, I could use a little motion here on the offense. Nope. Oh! They sacked Arrington. Unbelievable. He never got out of the box.
Ian Landy's knifed right through from the middle there.
Brian, if we got that, we got to see that again. That was sweet. Here it comes. Look at that. Oh, Ian. Ooh, what a nice job on that play.
Back arch throw from wrestling. It's a wrestling move to use on that.
Oh, my. Never got going. Arrington tried to take a couple steps back and didn't go anywhere.
Does that remind you at all of the state championship game last year? Rick Warner shooting through in that goal line situation?
Yep. First down and 10 for the Toppers. They've got the ball at the 15-yard line. Tim Michael, right side, leans for 4 yards. That's all right, almost 5.
No problem. 7 minutes. We just crossed this 7-minute mark, down to 6:56 now. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what they want, is a nice, slow drive, get down the field.
I'd be just as happy to see him, like, run 75 yards right now.
Oh, you impatient sort, huh?
I have no patience for this at all. Nerve-wracking. Are you kidding?
Yeah, but that's anytime you can keep that ball out of the hands of the Griffins, I think is an advantage. So long, sustained drive is exactly what they'd like to have
down,
right now.
5.5, Neal. Oh, boy. Well, he was able to fall forward and still pick up a couple.
Yeah, that brings us to 3rd and 3, possibly.
Yep. didn't look like there was anything there. He spun around and just fell backwards, and that was good enough for a gain of another couple.
Now, I'll tell you, when you get that 6-foot body, you stretch it, that's 2 yards.
Yep.
You know, that's always what you want to do. If you can twist it around and just fall forward like that, that's gaining you a couple yards.
Kyle Bergen just brought the play, and they better hustle. Seemed like it took a while. Get up to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you don't want
Bergen comes
delay
split wide to the left.
here.
3rd down, 3. Another huge play for the Chardon offense. Neal looks like he's changing the play at the line of scrimmage. They do get the play off. He runs the option, cuts it back, and gets hammered. Oh, my.
Yeah, he took a big-time hit there.
About a yard and a half shy. David Walker, I think, was the man that made the contact. And Scott Neal wobbly as he gets up off the deck.
Yeah, that was Bosman came in there, too, the number 1, that linebacker. Came up from his linebacker position, just stuck it to him.
You going for it?
No, you can't. You can't go for it.
Chardon wants timeout. They want to talk about it. 4th down and about 2 yards to go. 5:11 to go in the ball game. There's some indecision as to what is going on.
No, it's
Get in there on the huddle. There's Coach Doyle. He's going to take a little run out. He's bringing Scott Platts out with him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see the punter out there. Well,
No,
Renner's out there, but
right.
I don't know. I'd be surprised. That's a gutsy call. It's I'm glad I'm not coaching right now, but quite honestly, I think I'd punt it away and just put my faith in my defense to do the jobs, because you look at it, they've moved the ball on them, which is something you don't want, because moving the ball means you're eating the clock up as well. But they have kept them out of the end zone this half. They went into halftime with 22 points. That's where they still sit.
4th down and 2. The ball game could hinge on this play.
I think he is going for it, though. We'll have to see how they line up when they break. Neal's still looking towards the bench.
Oh. This is what ulcers are made of.
Wow.
4th down and 2. Maybe they're going to try to draw him off. I don't know. Nope. Neal keeps it. Got the 1st down.
Yeah,
they're going to spot it across the 25. Oh, my.
He crossed the line. He had to get across the 25, and he did.
Yes, he did.
The ball went over. And the referee's got almost to the 26. So he got it by a yard. Well,
Robert Putnam made the tackle, grabbed him and threw him back, but that's a 1st down.
Like I said, I would have punted it. Then again, I don't have a state championship under my belt like Bob Doyle, so you got to give it to him here. This is one of those plays, if you don't make it, you're second guessed till next fall, when football starts again.
Back up, guys! Back up! They're coming this way!
Chardon has the football at the 26-yard line. 4:46 and counting. 1st down and 10. Oh, what a huge play. Neal looking, hit. Oh, and he's dropped. Wow, I'm surprised they didn't throw a flag for taunting down there.
That's a little bit baiting, I would say.
Joe Smith.
Oh, man, when you put him out like that and the guy stands there pointing fingers.
I don't know if you get a chance to watch this again. That was pretty blatant stuff. Neal just took a shot.
Yeah, I think that's a little beyond the call of good sportsmanship. I mean, the hit, there was nothing wrong with the hit, perfectly legal hit and all that, but you don't stand there pointing fingers at the ground. It's a team sport. It's a good sportsmanship. It's supposed to be exhibited, and I don't believe we saw it on that particular
Watch it
play.
again. See if we got it. He just gets crushed. Yep, you could just see that at the tail end.
Yeah, I don't know. They do have taunting in the books. I don't know how do they define it, but that's how I define it.
Scott Neal is still down. Pete McDonald is on the sideline taking some snaps. Boy, what a situation to put that youngster in, huh?
Yeah, but he's a very, very capable quarterback, though. He's been around. He's had his chance to play quite a bit and all. He's prepared for the moment.
Boy, Scott Neal has taken some shots over his career. That was a dandy. Hush has fallen over the crowd below. 4:29 to go here in the fourth quarter. Now, to tell you what hurts even more, I mean, if you whack your head, even with the helmet on this concrete that they're playing on,
yeah, it's still bouncing.
that's enough to knock some cobwebs in there. Yeah, one more time if we can, Brian. Let's take another look at that. It's going to be 2nd down and 15 when play resumes. Wow, you see the doctor had a stethoscope out, for God's sakes. Checking the breathing maybe. Maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him so much that he could hardly move.
Up, that's a good sign. Anytime you're sitting up, that means no neck or head injury. They're going to sit you up that quickly. So that's definitely a good sign.
Coach Doyle comes marching off the field. So it will be entrusted to Pete McDonald, the 5'8", 150-pound junior, who thankfully, because Chardon has won some games big throughout the course of the year, has some playing time. You just have to wonder, Scott Neal, he looks like he's moving okay. I was going to say you have to wonder if he actually knows where he is at this point, because that was a shot.
That's a possibility. He might not, but he's moving under his own power.
He's heading toward the right bench. That's a good sign.
Okay, back to action.
Here we go.
McDonald's team now. At least for a couple plays minimum here, he's going to be the man.
Now they're going to sit Scott down on the bench, get that helmet off, take a look at those eyeballs, I'm sure. 2nd down and 15. McDonald is now in at quarterback. Michael goes in motion. Michael, little option pass, gonna let her rip.
Got him.
Has a man open downfield.
Oh, it looked like a little grab.
Well,
I'm not sure there wasn't a hand holding him there.
We'll have to look at that if we can see it. It almost looked like
it looked
Bergen
like his
was
right hand was pulling on Bergen's left hand is what it looked like to me.
Or he was more concerned about getting the receiver or the defender off of him and not catching the football. 3rd down, 15 to go. The ball is spotted at the 21-yard line.
That was a nice play. Nice pass by Michael. Quite honestly, he doesn't get to throw the ball that well. He laid that thing out there very, very well.
4 minutes and 5 seconds to go in somebody's season. Michael in motion. He gets it again. They're going to give it another go. He's in big trouble. And down he goes. He goes down at the 14-yard line, and the punting unit comes on for the Toppers. Tried it twice in a row, and that time it didn't work.
No, they kind of read it. Once you've seen it, then you know a little bit. The element of surprise is gone. Doesn't freeze you for that moment. You just come hard. You see him rolling out, bringing the ball up in that position. You know what it is. You just come up hard on him.
Gary Renner to punt with 3:27 to go. Renner gets it off. And did he touch it? He might have.
I think.
Oh, right back in his hands. Chardon had the opportunity, I think, to get that. You don't know. It looked like it might have touched him.
Yeah, I think it did, and then there were 3 Chardon players kind of converged, bounce off them, straight back down to the Buchtel player.
Robert Foster muffed that and was laying on his back.
In the right spot.
And I think Gary Cozy was one. Watch this. I'm not sure if it touches somebody or not. Hard to say.
It's hard to say on that.
There's Cozy laying down on his back and comes up with it at the Chardon 48. 3:05 and counting in the ball game. The fans on their feet below.
The defense has got to kick in big time.
Need a turnover here. One time, huh? They hand the ball to Monday. And he's spun around and got a yard.
That's about it, yeah. Well, I see on the sidelines, Scott Neal standing up on the sidelines there talking. He's not sitting on the bench anymore, so I don't know if he's going to be back in to get the ball back here. Yeah, he's kind of running around and seeing if everything's tightened up.
I don't know. He doesn't look too good. I think he's having a hard time breathing. It might be some ribs because the doctor's been down there with a stethoscope. on him
Yeah, it
several
could be.
times.
He
and you
looks
saw
like
him.
he's in pain.
Yep.
He's probably done for the day.
That's too bad. We got a timeout down on the field to stop the clock at 2:39. What an unfortunate way to end the season. Hopefully not, but sure looking that way for Scott Neal right now.
That's defense's ball right now. They're the ones that have to make it happen. Got to get the ball back so the offense can get back on that field and do their stuff.
I'll tell you what you have to credit. You have to credit Buchtel's defense. After the initial drive where Chardon took it right down and punched it in, the very stingy Griff defense has played very well. And Chardon, if the score remains the same, boy, how'd you like to say you shut a team out in the second half and you couldn't come up with the victory? That's disheartening as well.
Yeah, they made the adjustments, played it, made corrections where they needed to be doing, and just fell a little bit short if it so happens.
2nd down and 8. Arrington gonna run it. Tucks it under his arm, comes to the near side, cuts it up. And should have enough. He does have enough for the first down. That's going to make life
he crossed over.
very
by
difficult.
about a yard and a half.
And stayed in bounds. It'll stop the clock to move the sticks, and here's a replay. Making no bones about the fact that he was going to run with the ball.
Boy, he does run hard. He lowers that shoulder and just goes through people.
So Chardon 2 minutes and 20 seconds away from not being able to repeat as state champions. Again, need a turnover. 1st down and 10. Ball's loose on the deck. What do we got?
I think he fell back on top of it.
Did he? 2nd down.
Chardon's pointing, but I saw it fall right underneath him.
Boy, that ball bounces in funny ways, doesn't it? And not in
not,
anybody with
not
a black
to Buchtel
jersey on.
tonight. It's bouncing directly to him. That's twice now. That ball has just come right into their arms again.
Yep. Clock is stopped for whatever reason. 2:04. Now the clock begins to roll.
We're down to 1:55.
Yep. 2nd down, 4. Arrington has to eat it. Got a yard. Chardon got any timeouts left, John?
I'm thinking one, but I'm not sure. If so, they're trying to save it for their offense if they can get back there, but they might have to burn it on defense. They do have that one left.
Down to 1:28 to go. They spot the football, so Buchtel can hang on to it to almost the 1 minute mark.
Buchtel's hurrying up to the line, too. It seems like they're not taking their full time, which they should at this juncture of the game.
No timeouts left. There's a loss. Get up, let them spot it. Chardon may get, they'll run one more play. Chardon will get it back with maybe a half a minute to go. And that's being optimistic. So what appears to be the end of another fabulous season for the Hilltoppers. Falling 1 game shy of going back.
And the impressive thing of that is 3 years in a row they've been here at this semifinal game.
Yep. And Scott Neal down on the sideline, hunched over, standing up but hunched over. Down to 33 seconds to go. Arrington gonna just run around with it for a little while. Breaks a tackle, and he got the first down to add insult to injury. Does get out of bounds, that'll stop the clock, but all that means is Buchtel will have to run one more play.
Yeah, that settles it. There was nothing they can do. You're just going to take it, go down to 1 knee.
And Chardon will end the season at 11-2 and fall here in the state semifinals. So a pretty fine Buchtel team. I mean, you got to give Buchtel some credit because defensively played an excellent second half after the first drive.
Oh, yeah, and offensively, they got the points they needed out there.
Got them
There's
enough.
No question about that.
I mean, you talk about 2 evenly matched teams. You can't get any closer than 22-21.
Yeah, it was a good ball game.
Excellent ball game.
2 Warriors just going at each other.
Disappointing end to a season, but not a whole lot of teams can boast that they made it to 3 playoff games. Unfortunately, somebody's got to lose, and in this case, it's the Chardon Hilltoppers. But a gritty performance, down by more than 14 points on 2 different occasions and rallied back and they cut the lead to 1, and that is where it ends.
Yeah, that was you got to salute this team, especially that group of seniors this year who for 3 years here have been on this field for the semifinal. That's just an incredible, absolutely incredible achievement. I see players laying there with their holding their heads down. They've done stuff that not too many people can see. They were able to do.
Coach Bob Doyle met Tim Flossie at the 50-yard line, wished him well. A lot of disappointment down there, but be thankful that you made it this far because, as you said, a lot of teams don't. And it's a little more difficult to lose the 1-point game, but, boy, what a tremendous ball game to watch.
Yeah. Kind of surprising there's like 3-4 Buchtel players came out to congratulate the Chardon players. The rest went into a little huddle.
Well, they went to their little huddle, and now they're heading back to midfield. But a tremendous season for the Chardon Hilltoppers. It ends right here at Byers Field in Parma. Not as fortunate as we were last year to make our way down to Massillon, but a fine season nonetheless. Well, that's going to do it from here. I'd like to thank you very much for joining us today. Let me run through. Do you want me to run through the sponsors, Brian, or no? All right, let's do that right now then before we go anywhere. Tonight's game was brought to you by Cablevision, the Chardon High School Boosters Club, Junction Auto Sales, dependability since 1931. Your best deal for a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Eagle, conveniently located at the corner of US 322 and Ohio 44. By Clemson Excavating. By Chuck Ohl Chevrolet, Geo, and Pontiac. You'll love the way we do business. By Newman, Leary, and Bryce, attorneys and counselors at law with offices in Chardon, Chagrin Falls, and Middlefield. By Hamden Building Products, Ace Hardware for all your lumber and building material needs. By Howder's Lawn and Sports Center, your Cub Cadet Power Equipment headquarters. Stop in and see our complete line of snow throwers. By Kinetico, water treatment equipment for home and industry. By Bill Spear Chrysler Plymouth Neon, serving for excellence. Universal Disposal. By Friedeball Well Drilling Company, serving the water needs of Northeast Ohio for 5 generations. By the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Post 2261 Chardon. By Goulder Electric, Lake and Geauga County's largest and oldest electrical contractor. By Waste Management of Ohio Western Reserve. At Waste Management, our team has the solutions for your solid and recycling needs. And by Geauga Cable Access Corporation and GTV, local community programming specifically for Geauga County. Well, that's going to do it for here. Speaking for our statistician, Red Jevnikar, and my partner, John Walsh, I'm Craig D. saying so long. Thanks for joining us for Chardon Hilltopper football. Hopefully we'll have the opportunity to do this again next year. Until we meet again, please be safe, everybody. The final score, once again, Akron Buchtel 22, Chardon 21.